best time for the project, and there are other infrastructure in Nigeria that we could be looking at, and not just this at the moment. From there, we'll be looking at President Tinubu may sack and replace some ministers at first anniversary. Indications had emerged that there might be a possible cabinet shake-up as the president began preparation for the celebration of his first anniversary in office, which is to happen in 5 days, I think, because today is May 4th. Yes, so May 29th is was his swearing-in day. May 29th this year, that's in about 3 weeks. President Tinubu would have been 1 year in office, and sources within the presidency are saying that there may be a cabinet rejig. Well, we'll be talking about that today. We'll also be talking about former Benue State Governor Gabriel Siswam saying Nigerians love PDP, but moles and betrayers are destroying the party. I would especially like to hear your take on this particular issue. From there, we'll move on to former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, tackling northern governors over their recent trip to the United States, and he's saying that trip exposed the ignorance of northern governors. And from there, we'll be looking at Mærsk. This one was quite controversial. Mærsk reporting that the $600 million, the reported $600 million investment in Nigeria is news to them. They're saying, look, we know they said we invested money, but honestly, I'm just hearing it for the first time. Imagine someone telling you, oh, you did something for me, and you're thinking to yourself, when did I do that? When did we discuss this? Anyway, there's some more we'll be discussing on the recap this evening. Thank you for joining us. Like I said earlier, we are live on YouTube right now, so just head on over to YouTube, type into your search bar VOP 903 FM, and you can get to watch us live on the program. You can also follow us across all our social media platforms at VOP 903 FM, at VOP 903 FM across all social media platforms. For me, you can find me on social media at _the radio girl, at _the radio girl, and of course I have Mr. Peter Anosike here, and you can find him on Instagram at Peter Anosike 77, at Peter Anosike 77. It is time for us to delve into the crux of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. If you're just joining us, not to worry, you haven't missed a thing, as the recap has just begun. Again, this is the program where we analyze and discuss some of the major issues that trended during the week. And of course, with me to the analysis today, I have Mr. Peter Anosike. You know him, and quite a number of you love him. He's a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He is the author of Dangote's The 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMIDEN, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium-scale businesses in the country. Welcome to the recap, Mr. Peter Anosike. It's a wonderful Saturday, and I'm happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. So we have quite a number of things to discuss. For the listeners, remember you can join us on the program, but that will be by 5 p.m. The phone lines will be open so that you can share your ideas, your suggestion, and your opinion with us. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp and leave your comments on our YouTube platform. So we're beginning with the Lagos to Calabar Coastal project that has been causing quite a stir on social media, on and off social media. Actually, many Nigerians think this is not what we should be doing now, especially because I think it was on Tuesday, right? Tuesday or on Wednesday rather, there was a situation where the day before a tanker fell on a flooded road in Delta State, and it said that road is a federal road, and it's been like that for over 5 years, and citizens have been talking about it. So most people have been saying the same thing that Peter Obi is saying, that these roads, is this the best time for this? Why not focus on repairing the road infrastructure we already have that is not in its best state? But the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, seems to believe that Peter Obi, former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, is inciting people of the Southeast by making such utterances about the Lagos to Calabar coastal project. Now, I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Remember to keep it polite and civil. Let's go.
Okay, for me, Chief Obafemi Awolowo made one important declaration. He said that he was first a Yoruba man before he became a Nigerian.
Shouldn't it be the other way around, though?
No.
It shouldn't be.
Yoruba existed before Nigeria. Igbo existed before Nigeria. Ijaw, Efi, Calabar, all existed before Nigeria. Hausa, Fulani, Nupe, Gwari, all existed before Nigeria. So I wonder what said that he was first of all a Yoruba man before he became a Nigerian, which simply means his own people, his own tribe must come first. But Igbo people that are holding political offices, basically at the center, has formed this habit of betraying their people just to gain favor. It is a habit. It didn't start now. When Ojo Omaduekwe was the Minister of Transport under Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, in 2003, some Igbo people say that it is the turn of the Southeast to become the president of Nigeria. Ojo Omaduekwe, simply because he was in the government of Olusegun Obasanjo, said that the call for Igbo presidency is idiotic. That the call for Igbo presidency is idiotic. That was what Ojo Omaduekwe said, simply because he was in the cabinet of Olusegun Obasanjo. So now the call from his own people has become idiotic. I remember when Ojo Omaduekwe died, I was still in the Sun newspaper. My editor, who is from Edo, told me that to write a tribute for Ojo Omaduekwe to be published here in the Sun newspaper. I told him, excuse me, sir, there's nothing to write about this man. Understand?
But was it just because of that singular act, or everything about his political career?
I told my editor that I cannot write anything positive about this man, because to me, death does not change anything. They say don't say bad things about dead people. For me, if a bad man dies, he remains a bad man. So I cannot praise a dead man simply because he has died. So I told my editor that this man deserves to die. He deserved to die, and as I'm sitting here, he deserves to die. And anybody who betrays his people deserves death. Anybody who betrays his own people deserves to die.
That's a personal opinion of yours.
Yoruba adage says, if a crocodile can eat its own egg, what can it not do to the egg of other creatures? So if somebody can betray his people, so this is what Igbo politicians that are holding offices at the center love to do. Understand? To sell their own people to the Fulanis, to the Yorubas. And that's what Umahi tried to do. Understand me? That P2B is inciting the Igbos. Nobody in this world can say that incitement is not in P2B. He has never done that, and I know that he will not do it. So that statement was careless. It was unguarded. It was embarrassing to himself, not to P2B. Understand me? Because this man, do you know that 2 days ago, herdsmen killed 18 people in Ebonyi? He never made a comment. He pretended as if he did not know. Fulani has taken lands in Ebonyi. He allowed them because somebody, a small boy in Katsina, promised him presidency, and he sold Ebonyi State to Fulani herdsmen. So what he said is just a careless and unguided statement. One, do you know that just 2 days ago, the energy minister of Qatar said that they are not ready to invest in Nigeria? That they are not ready to invest in Nigeria, that Tinubu's trip to the Middle East will not make them to invest in Nigeria. You want foreign investments, and you are destroying the investments in your country, because that coastal road that they want to build, there are about 80 businesses along that route that is catering for more thousands of people. You are destroying billions of naira worth of businesses, and you still want investors that to come. They will not come. They will not come because, one, these people, these investors know Nigeria more than you. So what Omahi said is not surprise. Many of them that are even some that are holding even DGs are talking bad about their own people. Some of them who are holding positions of DG in the presidency are sending their people.
Can we say this is just because you've said, Southeast leaders do this a lot? Is it just the Southeast leaders, or is it more prominent to them? Because you recall when Buhari went out of the country and said Nigerian youths are lazy.
Buhari is the laziest man ever. So I say Southeast politicians holding positions at the center. Understand me? Ojo Madueke was in PDP. So this is not just a party thing, it's an individual thing. Ojo Madueke was in PDP, but when the call for Igbo presidency came, he said that it is idiotic just to look good to the presidency. Now,
what if that was just his personal opinion and not to look good to the presidency?
No. They are betrayers. They are traitors. Understand me? So Omahi, now to look good in front of Tinubu, P2B is inciting the Igbos because one, what they are doing by building that road is like a man whose house is on fire and he's chasing bush rats. Because that road is not our priority at this point in time. We don't need that road with the condition this country is at the moment. So anywhere meaning Nigerian know that what P2B said is true.
And he's not the only one who's been told.
People have been saying it. But he singled P2B out because P2B is the shining star. He now thinks that he can dent him. He can never. Even if he reincarnated 4 times, he cannot dent P2B. Even if he die and reincarnate 4 times, he cannot dent P2B because the track record is there. The character is there. So this is what they are good at doing. But the issue, at the end of the day, truth will always come out. Because that road, they are going to abandon it.
You're already predicting that the road will be abandoned.
That Lagos-Calabar road is going to be abandoned. They cannot complete it even in the next 15 years.
So the businesses that have already suffered due to this, starting from Lagos and all the other businesses along the coastline on the over 5, 6, 7 states,
gone with the wind. Gone with the wind, because Tinubu has not more than just 4 years, at least 8 years to stay in the office. And everybody knows that contract was awarded because of personal interest. And the person that will succeed Tinubu may not have that interest that caused the awarding of this contract, and he will stop it because it is not a priority at this point in time. So that road is going to be abandoned. It's a waste of resources.
So you agree with Obi, Atiku, and the myriad other Nigerians who believe that it's not what we should be doing now?
Well-meaning Nigerians, not the sycophants in Abuja and everywhere. Every well-meaning Nigerian know that that road shouldn't be our priority at this point in time. But the person that awarded it just want to kind of help his friend. This is an opportunity for you to enjoy. We have been friends for about 30 years. This is an opportunity for you to benefit from this relationship that has lasted for a long time. That's the purpose of that interest, not for national interest.
But looking at it, right, this is a road by the coastline. We may no longer have all these issues of containers moving on other federal roads that people use, federal and state roads that commuters use on a daily. They may now just use this other coastal roads, and we know that, okay, this is for moving goods and services from Lagos to other states, to and from other states. So is that not one usefulness or one advantage you can find for that road, and why it was thought about in the first place?
In simple, no, it wasn't thought based on national interest. It was thought based on selfish interest. That road was there. Jonathan would have awarded it, but they realized that it is not for the interest of the country. Understand me? Because one, if they can maintain what we have at the moment, even under the Jonathan administration, the government was healthier, stronger than now. Understand me? And still they decided that it is not a priority. Simple economics tells you scale of preferences. This simple economics. Scale of preferences. What is the most important thing that Nigeria needs at this point in time? It is never that Lagos-Calabar road. So it is a shame that Omahi should say that thing. 2011, when Omahi was the chairman of PDP Ebonyi State, I went to Ebonyi that to see him. Understand? So I was asking him, you are the chairman of PDP in Ebonyi. Nothing is happening in Ebonyi State. In Lagos, you hear of construction, because that 2011, Fashionda was the governor. Understand? We hear of infrastructure in Lagos. Why not in Ebonyi? What Dave Omahi told me was that I shouldn't bring up the Lagos issue at this point in time. That they are developing at their own pace. That I shouldn't compare Lagos with the Ebonyi State. Understand me? That was what he told me when we met in Abakaliki in 2011. And now, because he is now holding a position, understand, he has changed all those things. He is now praising an elephant project. So it is a shame the way people changes.
Okay, you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You do know that the recap is a program where we analyze and discuss some of the major issues that made the headlines during the week. And you've been listening to Mr. Peter Anuske do the analysis on our very first topic of Minister of Works, Dave Mahe, saying Peter Obi is inciting Igbos against Tinubu's government by talking about the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Project and how it is not what the government should be looking at this moment. Let's move on to topic 2. So, sources within the presidency are saying that President Tinubu may sack and replace some ministers on his first anniversary coming up May 29. We do know that the incumbent president was sworn in on May 29, 2023. So, sources within the presidency are saying some ministers may be sacked and replaced before May 29, and there will be a reshuffling of offices. The president had, during the retreat for ministers in November last year, hinted of periodic assessment evaluation of his cabinet members and vowed to drop those who did not measure up to his expectations, right? So we do know that the president has said this before, and in fact there's been a rollout of a delivery tracker app which Nigerians can use to track the performance of ministers, of federal ministers, track their performance and say what they think about their performances, and if they are doing well, if they can do better, if they should be changed, if they can do more than they are already doing. And so if sources within the presidency are saying that the president may sack and replace some ministers on the first anniversary coming up May 29th. Today is May 4th, so about 25 days, let's say 3 weeks, right? So the president will replace and sack some ministers, and also talking about the delivery tracker app, right? You've had them for almost a year now. Some of them have been enmeshed in certain controversial issues. Why wait until the 1 year mark to say, okay, some of these ministers should be gone? Let's look at Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, Minister of Interior. His name has been embroiled in controversy. We're also looking at Betta Edu. No one else has been appointed to take over the humanitarian ministry. Right, so the president may sack and replace some ministers at his first anniversary. What is your take on that?
Well, for me, it is within his right to do so. That. It is within his right. I have said in this program before that a governor, a local government chairman, a president is like a football coach. A coach sits on the bench and begins to watch his boys on the field. A coach sits on the bench or by the sideline and begin to watch his boys on the field. So those who are not doing well, he will change them. Understand? He may not need that. He can even change anybody before the end of the first half, if he feels that the person is not playing according to his decision. So, but if you announce that person till the end of the game, 90 minutes, and he loses the match, it is him that is responsible, not the boy on the field. That's why when a team is losing matches, it is the coach that is being sacked. So, but when Tinubu was coming on board, he told us that people are telling him that to appoint a government of national unity, that he is going to go beyond that, that he is going to appoint government of national competence. That was, I'm quoting Tinubu, that he is going to appoint government of national competence. So does it mean that it was not government of national competence that he appointed? Because
you feel it's contradictory. Now they're saying that he might change some ministers. That is to say, some of the people he appointed are not living up to expectation.
Are no more competent. Understand me? Because if they are competent, you don't change people who are competent. You don't change skilled people. But the APC government is dealing with hypes and gestures. The APC government is a propaganda government. So you don't hold what they say, because if you hold it, you will make very, very big mistakes. You don't bet on their words. And for the app that they said that they have
unveiled,
it is a waste of national resources. Because no minister is going to be sacked
based on the recommendations of the app.
Based on the recommendation of the app, no minister. So that's just a way of deceiving Nigerians that everybody is being carried along. Nobody is going to be sacked based on the recommendation from that app. So just a way of keeping Nigerians busy. The more you look, the less you see. But the truth remains, his policies are not working and the ministers are on sabbatical. As a journalist, I cannot even mention up to 5 of his ministers. Because why? all of them are not performing.
That is, you don't even know their names and their designations, not to talk of an ordinary citizen.
It's people that are performing that you know their names. In football, everybody knows Cristiano Ronaldo because he's doing well. Lionel Messi, he is doing well. Nigerians know Osimhen because he's doing well. So those that are not doing well, we don't hear them. As I'm sitting on this chair now, I cannot mention 5 of Tinubu's ministers because they are sleeping. They are sleeping.
So you were saying that as much as it is within his rights to make this decision, it is ironic because he put so much trust in these people and yet they're not competent enough to do the job that they've been hired for.
No, they say only the deep can call the deep. Understand? You have to be competent to know competent people.
Is that to say that this is a case of, let's say, error in judgment?
Buhari was Shando. That's why he appointed Shando ministers. So only the deep can call the deep. In the administration of Buhari, of Olusegun Obasanjo, we saw stars. Okonjo Iweala was one of them. Understand? Obi Ezekwesili, even though he fell apart during the, understand, Obi Ezekwesili was also there in the team. Then in the Jonathan administration, we saw Akinwumi Adesina. Understand? Who is in Buhari's administration? Nobody. Nobody. Who is in Tinubu's administration now? Nobody. So only the deep has the capacity to call the deep. We cannot give what you don't have. It is only somebody who is competent that will know a competent person.
So it's not just an administrative issue, and that's why I asked earlier. It's also a thing of an error in judgment for you.
It is the ongoing propaganda that started in 2015. And it's not going to end soon. And again, leadership comes from the top, not from the bottom. Ministers, DGs, all work by the body language of the person at the top, of the appointee. Understand? What the appointee is doing is what they are likely to do. If the appointee is disciplined, they will be disciplined. If the appointee is frugal, they will be frugal. If the appointee is serious, they will be serious. Understand? Because you cannot be a disciplined president and somebody you appointed as a minister will be indisciplined. It cannot work. Understand me? So ideas flows from the top. That's why when something is happening, nobody calls on any minister. It is the president. Russia, all we are hearing is that Putin declared war on Ukraine. He has his ministers. Nobody is calling any of his ministers. So when a government fails, it is the president that fails, not the ministers. Understand? Between 2015 and 2023, it was Buhari that Nigerians know. So whatever happened there is Buhari because the buck stopped at his table. So nobody should use it that ministers are not performing well to judge an administration. We judge the administration based on the capacity of the man at the top. A leader should be able to spot talents. Any leader that cannot spot talents is not understand me? If you are a leader, you must have that capacity to spot talented people that will help you to succeed. So if you cannot spot them, and you are telling us that we should help you to assess, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent. On the other side of the table, I have Mr. Peter Anosike, whose voice you have been hearing. Let's now move on over to topic 3. Nigerians love PDP, but moles and betrayers are destroying the party. This is according to former Benue State Governor Senator Gabriel Suswam. He's blaming the crisis currently rocking the People's Democratic Party (PDP) on the activities of moles planted by the party's enemies to destroy it. He's saying there are many moles and betrayers in the party. They are planted to kill the party. What PDP needs is a proper leadership, and once the party has the right leaders, the party will rise again. Do you believe, Mr. Peter Anosike, that PDP will bounce back, and what they have is a problem with betrayers and moles?
Well, if PDP will have the political will to do what the governor suggested, PDP will bounce back, because they begin to betray PDP from the Jonathan's administration. From 2012, that's when this betrayal of PDP started.
2012.
That's when this betrayal of PDP started.
That was over 12 years ago. You're saying that PDP has had this issue with not actually being at the forefront of Nigeria's opposition for 12 years now.
That's when this moves and everything started. The national chairman of PDP in 2015 was a mole. He worked for the APC. Understand me? The national chairman of PDP, who was the former governor of Kaduna State, worked for the opposition. So this thing that is happening now, and some people in the cabinet of Jonathan in 2014-2015 was giving information to the APC. That was one of the reasons why PDP failed. That was why, some of the reasons why Jonathan did not get his second term.
Mr. Anosike, if you're saying that there are moles and betrayers and traitors in the PDP, what has the PDP itself done to forestall the activities of the supposed moles and betrayers and traitors? Because even as it is right now, the few people, or the people who they've said worked against them in last year's presidential election, they've been saying they will sanction them and all of that. But yet we haven't really heard the PDP being proactive in expelling or suspending people who they feel are not going according to the party's constitution or are not upholding the ideologies of the party.
One, PDP has become weakened. I said this started in 2012. So, and if you have a leaking roof, the more your roof that is leaked, the more the walls become weak. So that is what it is. The same thing that is happening in PDP at the moment. Those moles are still there. Some working for the main party. I mean the APC, and they need somebody who has that strong will. To what they need is to clean up their house, separate the chaff from the. Understand me? There are a lot of chaff in PDP. There's a lot of saboteurs. There are a lot of betrayers that need to be sent away from the party. If they are not sent away, and this national chairman Damagu doesn't have that the will to do it. That's why I'm one of those that strongly suggested that he should go. Understand me? Because the more he is there, the more the weakest, the more the Fayoshes and others remain and continue to weaken the party. Their next convention is 2025. And if he stays till that 2025, it will have a very dire consequence on the party. If he stays there, if Damagu stays there till 2025, there may be a walkover in 2027. APC will not have even an opposition in 2027. And the beauty of democracy is that freedom of choice. You must have 2 or 3 political parties to choose. Democracy does not tolerate a one-party state. And that's what those most in PDP are working at the moment, to make it easy for APC in 2027, even though Nigeria is going through hell at this point in time.
Okay, you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. The recap is that program where we discuss issues that made major headlines during the week. And of course, right here with me in studios, the voice you've been hearing belongs to Mr. Peter Anoske, who has been doing the analysis. We've just discussed our third topic, talking about Nigerians loving PDP and Mozambique betrayers destroying the party. Do Nigerians love PDP, Mr. Anoske?
PDP is in our DNA.
PDP is in our DNA. How?
Yes. PDP is in our DNA.
How?
One, we Nigerians are still having this nostalgia about PDP. Understand?
PDP as in Obasanjo and Jonathan's administration.
Jonathan, because the hell that Nigerians is at the moment, they were not in that hell under PDP. Understand me? So PDP is in our DNA. APC is handing to us. Both their philosophy and everything is strange to Nigerians. When we want to talk of a good party, talk of Alliance for Democracy, AD. That's a party that meant well for Nigerians, not APC. So PDP is in our DNA. We still hold dear to the PDP of old. And I know that Nigerians will be wishing that to go back to that PDP.
Okay, still on the recap, let's move on to our next topic. As the time glides towards 5 p.m., it's exactly 18 minutes before 5 p.m. At 5 on the dot, the phone lines will be open so that you can share your opinion, your suggestions, your ideas with us right here on the recap. So, topic number 4. U.S. troop exposed the ignorance of northern governors. This is according to former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, who has tackled the northern governors over their recent trip to the United States. Our northern governors recently traveled to the U.S. to attend a peace summit organized by the United States Institute of Peace. Now, in a Facebook post, the former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido said the trip exposed the governor's ignorance of the country's constitution. He's saying security is solely the responsibility of the federal government, as it's on the executive legislative list. And he's saying that even though the concerns of these northern governors are commendable and they are willing to go all the way to the United States to discuss how to foster peace, but this shows that they are ignorant and they do not understand the constitution of the country in which they are governors of states.
Well, for me, it is pure waste of resources. It is pure waste of resources. You cannot go to Kanu to learn how to swim. Understand me?
Where do you go?
You go to the riverine area, to River State. Understand me? So it should be stupidity on the part of Rivers people that they are going to Kanu, to Kebbi, to learn how to swim. Because security, one, apart from being in the exclusive list, it is an internal thing. It is an internal thing, because you are people. America cannot teach you how to govern, how to provide security for your people. We have been doing this before the colonial masters come. They went to America because they have not touched with their people. Most of the northern governors live in Abuja. Most of them live in Abuja. And just once in a while visit their state and return to Abuja. So they don't really know what is going on in their state. Understand? Because the people who are perpetuating this insecurity live in their states, live in their communities. That's why we are calling for this state security. Because if there's state security and those law enforcement officers are from those states, they will know when strangers come into their states.
Talking about state security architecture, that's like state policing now, right? We've always talked about how there is no political willingness to do all of these things. Will that willingness magically appear when we have state police?
Well, it is as this federal police now is favoring some people. Understand me? It is favoring a lot of people. Some governors may not want it for one reason or the other. An instance, the federal government pays all the policemen in the country. Understand? But when we have state police, governors will start paying their own police, which means it will be a minus that's on their purse. So for this reason, they may not want it. Then number two, the IG will lose his power if there's a state and police. Therefore, he will not want it too. So it is the individual interest and not national interest. The national interest should be go to have your own state police. We borrowed our system of government from the United States. In the United States, each of the states had their own police. Understand? Because I can't imagine somebody from Yobe State coming to enforce security in Umuahia. Understand me? Because one, he don't understand the terrain. He don't understand the language of the people. He cannot communicate. He don't know the people who are there and the people, strange, indigenous and strangers. So he cannot function properly. So for these governors, if they are at home with their people, they don't need to go to America to learn how to protect their own people. Because America doesn't come to Nigeria to learn how to protect their own people. So for me, it is sheer ignorance. It is waste of resources. If it's where things are properly done, they should be made to return the money that they spend there. Do you know how much United States must have made by those northern governors going there? So this is what they don't check, because they all have free money, which they don't work for. Every month they go to Abuja and location is given that to them. And what you don't work for, you can easily waste it.
Okay, now on insecurity, the Katsina State Governor Diko Rada is accusing some government officials and security personnel of aiding banditry in the country. Now he's saying that it has become increasingly difficult to end the cases of banditry as it has now turned into a business venture. And he went further, right? Speaking further, he says, okay, to address escalating insecurity in the northern region, some governors embarked on a trip to the US. Even though this trip has come with backlash, he's saying that it offered the governors fresh insight into insecurity in the region and how to tackle it. It
doesn't offer. He's trying to defend the waste that he went there. They went there to do. America cannot teach you how to govern how to provide security in your state. It's just like the people in Bayelsa going to America because of gas station that is going on in their state. You cannot give answer to what you don't know. Understand? I used to tell people, a doctor that is administering you a painkiller is not on the same page with you that is feeling the pain. So you cannot give what you don't have. You can only provide an answer to what you know. Banditry is not happening in the United States. Banditry is not happening in the United States.
So no matter what they are told or what they discuss, it will never help.
They go there to waste money that they did not work for.
Okay, you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent. The voice you have been hearing belongs to Mr. Peter Anoske, who has been doing the analysis right here on the program. If you're just joining us, you have missed quite a bit, but then the program progresses up until 6 p.m. when the curtain will be drawn. Right now, we've spoken about a myriad of issues, several issues actually, and we want to go into number 5 and the final one. We've spoken about the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Project, and the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, said Peter Obi is inciting people of the southeast against this present administration. We also spoke about speculations being rife that the president may sack or replace some of his ministers at his first anniversary coming up in about 3 weeks and 3 days. Then we talked about Benue State ex-governor saying Nigerians love PDP, but moles and betrayers are destroying the party. And Mr. Peter Anoske seems to agree with that assertion. We just spoke about the northern governors traveling to the United States to discuss how best to tackle insecurity in the region, and Mr. Peter Anoske has said, look, this trip was just the waste of the nation's scarce resources. Finally, let's talk about Mærsk's reported $600 million investment in Nigeria. Now, I was, one of those that I broadcast this news on the business report on a Monday, woke up and were like, oh, Mærsk to invest $600 million in Nigeria's ports. And it sounded like good news. Now, to corroborate this, of course, as journalists would make calls and then you'd go on the media, you look at government officials and their handles, and the president's special advisor on media and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, was one of those who posted this on his X handle. X was formerly called Twitter. And now when you see such an information on a verified government official's handle, you tend to believe as journalists that, okay, this is one of the ways to verify your information. It is true. If this person is posting it, this is an official handle, it is true. Only for us to wake up on Tuesday and realize that Mærsk is saying, look, this is news to us. We don't know about it. In fact, our statement was attributed to the chairman of Mærsk, of AP Moller Mærsk, that's the name of the company, Robert Mærsk Ugla. They are saying they claim the statement put out by the president's media team claims that he said, we believe in Nigeria. We will invest $600 million in existing facilities and make the ports accommodating for bigger ships, end quote. If this did not happen, why did someone somewhere sit down and say it happened? Now, company officials are saying, even though the Mærsk chairman did meet with the president, but no such deal had been signed. Is this a case of we're still having a conversation, there is no conclusion yet, and somebody in the meeting just went out to run their mouth?
Well, this is one of the things that APC is known for, deception. This is not that the first time it happened, and this will also not be the last time it will continue that to happen.
You feel that this is intentional? This is an intentional deception. This was intended to deceive Nigerians.
This is propaganda regime that we have. When President Tinubu went to UAE, even before he left UAE, Ajuri Nkanani said that they have now unbanned, they have lifted the
ban on Nigeria.
The ban on Nigeria. Give dates that Emirates, Qatar Airlines will begin that to come into Nigeria. Understand? Which was 100% false. And there was no sanction. Because why? They are in a hurry to show that the president is working. Therefore, fabricating things. They were in a hurry to show, to bring us non-existing records. It is the same thing that Bayo Ononuga also did. That because the president went and met with the owner of AP Monda. So from there, you now put words into his mouth and say what he did not say. This is criminal. But again, nothing will happen because it is one of the strategies of the party to hoodwink, to deceive. Understand? It started 2014 and it will not stop now. And it will continue. And this man has not even, they have not apologized for deceiving Nigerians, for giving, they say their own is a new hope. But it's false hope. It is false hope. And I keep on saying that hope is not a strategy. You can't build anything based on hope. So it is part of the, it is an unwritten administrative policy. Talking
about things before, or plans before they are concluded.
They are in a hurry to show results that are not there.
Now that this has happened, even if Mærsk was planning to do this before, do you expect them to proceed with the investment?
Well, they have shown how dishonest they are. Understand me? Nigerian government has shown how dishonest they are. So even apart from Mærsk itself, other investors will now have to become skeptical. Understand? They will now have to kind of sit back. Can we really do business with these people? When Buhari came on board, I said it clearly that investors will not come. And investors did not come. So forget about all the things that you are hearing that they have attracted so billions investment. Where are they? That's the question. Where are they? So they caused the embarrassment on themselves, not on Nigerians. It is an embarrassment on themselves. As I said when we were starting, the energy minister of Qatar said that they are not ready to invest in Nigeria. That's what the energy minister said, that they cannot invest in Nigeria. And no good investor will invest where the judiciary is for the highest bidder, where there's no justice system. Understand? Where there's a compromised judiciary, where there's no energy, electricity is not working, there's no infrastructure. No good investor will go to Guinness today. Guinness is almost gone. Guinness is almost gone. So multinationals are on exodus in Nigeria. Those that you are hearing are those who decided that to make their own public. Understand? So go to Owode and see what is going on there. So no investor will come under this condition because one, there's no sincerity, there's no justice system, there's no enabling environment, no energy, no infrastructure, nothing. So what are you going there to do?
Okay. You're talking about investment and how investors will be chased away by the fact that whatever discussions they're having could come out and be painted to Nigerians as already decided. Now, if this is the case, let's talk about the campaign against false information, against falsehood, against misinformation and disinformation. There's certain information spread that is intended to cause problems, is intended for people to believe a lie, right? Can we say this was a case of a mistake? It was a case of them being too fast, or like you said, it is
an unwritten government policy
to spread falsehood,
to deceive the people. because this party was founded on propaganda.
You talked about sanctions. How come when the whole Ajuri Ngilale issue happened, there was no sanction? Now, this one is coming from Bayo Ononuga. There was no sanction. How else can journalists now verify statement if even government handles are posting false information?
No, when this thing happened, don't go to the press with what they said, which is unfortunate. Wait to hear from the other side. Wait to hear from the other side, because they never expected the company to disown this statement.
But why not? If they're saying you did something you didn't do, even if it's a good thing, one would expect that you come out to say, even though this is supposed to be a good thing, I'm not involved.
I say, for you, don't be. When APC government, when Tinubu government issues a release, don't go all out to report. Wait. Give yourself at least 24 hours. Forget about breaking news from the presidency. You'll be breaking false news and bringing a bad reputation to your profession. Understand? So give you 24 hours before announcing. If not, you will be among those that are deceiving the public.
But in this case, can we really blame the press?
Well, it is supposed to be a credible source. Understand me? Being the media spokesman of the presidency, ordinarily is supposed to be a credible source for a government, if it's a government that is sincere. Understand me? But unfortunately, it's a different kettle of fish.
All right, it's 2 minutes past 5 p.m. One clock is saying 1 minute past 5, the other is saying 2 minutes past 5. But however, we do know that it's past 5 p.m. and of course it's time for the phone lines to be open right here on the recap. My name is Chioma Innocent. The voice you had before mine was that of Mr. Peter Anosike, and he's our analyst for today. He's usually our analyst on the recap. We've come to the point where you get to call in to share your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas, and your suggestions with us on the various issues that we have discussed. And the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. On WhatsApp at 0817 175 6338 0817 175 6338. That is the number to send a message to. You can also call the WhatsApp number, okay, if you cannot reach us via the normal call. Now, please keep it polite, keep it civil, and please talk about the issues that we have discussed. We've discussed quite a number of issues here today. We just talked about Mærsk saying the reported $600 million investment in Nigeria. It did not happen. They're talking about they were having a conversation, but it did not happen. They've not concluded. Even though the Mærsk chairman had a conversation with Nigeria's president, there was no conclusion to invest this amount of money. We also talked about the former governor of Jigawa State saying northern governors traveling to the US to talk about how to erase insecurity was an ignorant move. Now, we also discussed former Benue State governor saying Nigerians love PDP, but there are so many moles, betrayers, traitors, and saboteurs within the party. I'd like to know your thoughts on that, actually. And of course, sources within the presidency are saying that President Bola Tinubu may sack and replace some ministers at his first anniversary coming up within just before the end of the month. And of course, our very first topic was on the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Project, which Peter Obi, Atiku, other prominent other Nigerians, other prominent individuals, and other Nigerians as well have said this is not the best thing for Nigeria at the moment. But the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, seemed to think that Peter Obi is inciting people of the South is against the present administration by making his own opinions known. Now, what is your opinion on each of these topics? Coming up, I definitely want to hear from you. So I've kept you on hold for far too long. Thank you so much for joining me. Are you there?
No.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi
Hello.
there.
Good afternoon.
Hi there. Welcome to the recap. Thank you so much for holding on.
Yeah, this is Richard from Germany.
Welcome, Richard.
Good evening. One thing with our people, mostly our Igbo leaders, they are they are just, I don't want to use some, delegatory names, or, but they are just disappointments they are just disappointments. Umahi has been like this. When he was governor of Ebonyi State, this guy dealt with young men, young women who were only carrying Biafran flag, shouting a referendum or nothing. He masterminded the slaughtering of those children.
Okay, sir, Mr. Richard, right? I understand you want to give us your opinion. I'm allowing you to talk, but please, we do not want any statement without facts, all right? To prevent issues for any of us. So you can give us your opinion.
What you said happened. What you said happened.
Oh God! Look, excuse me. Do you know one thing? Excuse me. Okay, sorry.
Chioma, just give us your opinion in 2 minutes, all right? Just give us your opinion in 2 minutes.
I can understand your situation. Thank you. My opinion on this, what he said about P2B, is very disgusting. No Igbo man is happy with him, and he has been doing this, frequently. He has been attacking his fellow Igbo people. Last time he opened his mouth and said there is structuring. If there is anything like regional system, the people will not be part of it because they were marginalized when the.
Are you there, Richard? Oh dear, I think Richard, there's a network issue and Richard is trying to join us again. All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, are you there? What's your name and location, please?
Good afternoon.
Hi there, welcome to the recap. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. Are you there? All right, give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Hello there, welcome to the recap.
Toma, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
This Zerenadi from Spain.
All right. Let's have your opinion.
Mr. Nosike, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, my this thing is on Devomai. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
That's the neighbor. This thing they said about us go mile. There's after it you can't distance. Devomai, I wish him well. Let him continue. Devomai, I don't know why what he has with his people, what he has against his people. The recent situation of Igbo land now is just caused by Devomai and his uncle. Devomai Obi was picked by Atiku to be his running mate. Devomai said he was not consulted. As if Devomai consulted me when they made him governor. Did he consult Serenadi? Devomai, look at what he said. Everybody was just saying the same, condemning this thing. Devomai caused all the problem in Igbo land today.
In the whole of Igbo land.
Igbo land.
Is he the governor of the whole region? Is he not just governor of Ebonyi?
Let me just say, there's something let me just clear it. There's something you always sing every time you say proscribe IPOB. Buhari never one day it was Devomai. If you like, I will just give me a number, send you the video. When Devomai prescribed as a Eastern governor said this is chairman, foreign chairman. He was the one that condemned this thing, and before this thing, they prescribed IPOB. They did not no time. These people have carried any arm to arrest anybody. Devomai was when this thing, when the killing was happening in Igbo land. Yoruba formed this Abateku. Devomai, they call it this thing. They say Devomai said it's not needed. When the night formed this Eastern Security Network, he said they slappable. He came against them. He formed a bago to confront this. Devomai, let him keep. I said after Abachos Agomai, with time we will know. Let him learn from others.
Much. Thank you so much.
So please, I want to beg you for something. Are you hearing me?
I'm with you.
Yeah, exactly. Because after Dave Umahi did what he did, the court in Enugu, that was this thing on 26th of October. They said the prescription of IPOB is unconstitutional, and they should pay compensation. But now you see that thing. I don't know. It's who stops using. If I say IPOB, we know understand. But this thing is
Thank you so much.
Stop that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for calling 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Please turn down the volume of your radio set before you give me a call so that we can have our conversation can be easy and clear. All right, so that you can hear me and I can hear you. Please turn down the volume on your radio set or just move away from your radio set, okay, before you give us a call. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello there.
Hello.
What's your name and location, please?
Okay, I'm coming from Surulere.
What is your name?
My name is Mazi Okachuku.
All right, Mazi, let's hear from you.
Okay, so your visitor, during Jonathan regime, the national chairman of PDP was Maazu, former governor of Bauchi State, not former governor of Kaduna, former governor of Bauchi State, Maazu. The APC used it to destroy PDP. Adamu Maazu, from former governor of Bauchi State.
Hello, are you there? All right, give me a call back. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh dear, give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Please turn on your radio set.
Hello, good evening, Chairman.
Hi, I can hear you.
Yeah, my greeting to all too. My take goes this way, please. We are not telling him to stop what he's doing. More is trying to pour people think on PO. More is telling him.
What did you say?
More is trying to pour this thing on him. More is polish.
And you're saying the more he tries to say evil things about him, the more he's polishing him for good.
Whether I like it or not.
Okay.
So if you like, make you shine work. If you go, make you go happy with it. Then you get it. So political career will die very soon. All of them will do all this rubbish. Their political career will die before 2027. You are marking for the war.
Okay.
And another one again is these northern governors. Because that they are inspiring their in northern Nigeria. They leave that place and go to America and carry shares and be opening hand their house, thinking they are talking to the people. While they are insulting themselves, showing how insensitive they are. How insensitive they are. Something is happening in your place. You instead of to go and work with local and stop this menace. You people know people. You live here, go to America. Make them proud and let them shame. They are defending themselves in the Nigerians. All of them from the executive to the lowest people, to the assembly. All of them, they are defending themselves. Let them keep on disgracing themselves. We wish them good luck and their wrongdoing. God bless you.
Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Chioma Innocent. On the other side of the table, we have Mr. Peter and Nosike, who's been giving us analysis. Now, you do know that the recap is that program where we talk about issues that made major headlines during the week. Yes, and Mr. Peter Nosike is here for the analysis. It's time for you to give us your own opinion on the issues we're discussing today. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening and welcome to the recap.
Yes, how you doing, Chioma?
I'm very
Innocent?
well. What's your name and location, please?
Yes, my name is Ola Adewale, calling from Atlanta.
Welcome, Mr. Ola. Let's hear from you. Oh dear, give me a call back. Network issues, or I don't know what that could be, but give me a call back, all right? I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. All right. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Richard again. I'll be very brief.
1 minute, so that we can hear from others.
Exactly. Yeah, Umahi cannot finish this coastal project. It's impossible. This project can never be finished or completed in 8 years. It's impossible. For example, we're talking about 700 kilometer project. And there was no plan. There is no betting, nothing, no discussion. It's just like a fiat, a decree, like we are in military coup, military regime. It's never done anywhere. For example, Chioma, you are in Lagos. How many years did that 27-kilometer Lagos light rail is taking Lagos State government? How many years? How many years is Lagos by the expressway is taking Nigerian government? How many years? They just want to do this. Look, let me tell you, this project is going to start in Lagos and end in Lagos. They have a target, and I laugh when people, mostly from South are jubilating. They should ask themselves, what happened to East-West Road? How many years is that project ongoing? Have they completed it? No. Look at all the destruction of pollution in the Niger Delta. Is this coastal is what they need now? No. What they need is to sanitize the region, clean the region from oil pollution and oil spill, not creating more ecological problem to themselves. But they are jubilating. They're even calling us, we are angry. Igbo people are angry because it does not concern them. And are you kidding me? These people, do they know what they're talking about? Finally, insecurity. How could this government, how many governors left Nigeria for US to do what? US ran away from Afghanistan, from Iraq, and they're going to the US to solve their own domestic problem. Finally, where is Tinubu? Is Tinubu in Nigeria? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Richard. Let's hear from others. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, Chairman. Good evening. Listen to Mr.
He can hear you. Welcome to the program. Welcome.
Yes, from there. Chairman, Mr. Dev Umai wants to bring some people. He is believing that power will go to the north 2031. He's positioning himself as the vice president. So he believes that he will only achieve it by bringing down. He has betrayed the people of Ebonyi when he said that when Fulani herdsmen were killing the Igbos, he ran to Buhari and said that Buhari is his father. So he's a betrayer. Concerning Bola Ahmed, our president, Shetima, vice president, has said that the Tinubu met an empty treasury. I want them to think, they said that Buhari met an empty treasury. Buhari left empty treasury. I want the Tinubu administration to bring back that empty treasury to the Buhari left. Let them bring everything back to the way Tinubu left. Buhari left it. Buhari left fuel at 186 naira per liter. Hello?
I can hear you.
A liter of fuel, when Tinubu took over, by 2023, May 29, was 186 naira per liter. Some places 195. Dollar was black market 750. So Tinubu should try and bring everything back to that level. At least farmers were going to their farmland. Now, all the farmers have run away from their farmland. So Tinubu should bring back everything the way it was. He should bring back everything. And all the governors that went to America, It is the northern government that is the problem. There's the problem we have in the north. They are not fighting Boko Haram, and they doesn't allow soldiers to enter the forest. There was a time soldiers were crying that the northern government doesn't allow them to enter the forest and flush these people out. That if you give them 7 days, they will flush them out. The northern government refuse. They are sympathizers of these bandits and terrorists, and they are pretending. They want America to go and deposit $50 all the money people to use to work for their people. But that is what they are doing. If they are there security experts, they should send the security experts to go to America and learn. What are they learning? They don't know anything. They don't know, most of them are farmers. They don't know anything about security. So they should stop deceiving us. And concerning Nnamdi Kanu, I want the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu because there is no reason detaining him. Nnamdi Kanu is not a threat to national unity and peace. Tinubu should release Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is not a threat to Nigeria at all. All the Chinese men that are killing, they are still killing. They are still coming out, killing people. And they are moving around. They should release Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Akintayo from Okota.
Welcome, sir. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Thank you so much.
See, I want to talk about Dave Umahi. You see, Dave Umahi should remember there was a time Ike Kuremadu was so important. Rangers of culture was important. All Jews of Kano was important. Today, where are those people? And talking about this coastal road. Coastal road is not part of the campaign promise. There's one thing that they promised us. They promised to complete Lagos to Ibadan Expressway. They promised to build a refinery in Nigeria. They promised to bring the price of fuel down. What happened to those important things? Okay, now when Nigerians are suffering for hunger, you go and start demolishing people's house. What do you want the people to do? And this one that they want to do, they cannot complete it. The former president, the one that commissioned
Mr. Kajaga, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Unfortunately, there were interruptions in your network. Please give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. We are Voice of the People. You are the reason we're here. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Are you there? Give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. But please, before you call, turn down the volume of your radio set, or just walk away from the radio set. All right, just turn down the volume or walk away. Okay. You can also call me on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338 for those in diaspora, those who are trying to get through via the direct call line and it's not going through. You can give me a call via the WhatsApp line. Also drop your messages there, and I can see your comments on YouTube. Keep them coming. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Hello, Chumazura. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Neka. I'm calling from Oshodi.
Welcome, Neka. Let's hear from you.
Okay, Chuma, laying me south on the Lagos Port Harcourt Coastal Road. Chuma, as far as I'm concerned, and all Nigerians know that it is not among the campaign promise at all. It is not it is not in the campaign promise. What they promise us is that naira and dollar will be 100 naira will be equivalent to $1. That's one of the promises they gave us when they were coming on board. Then for Mr. Dave Umahi, there's something I want to, something I remembered. The guy that was commanded the December 25th bomb blast in Abuja. What is his name again? The guy that was found, he was found in the government house when Shettima, the vice president, now was the governor of Borno State. What happened to that guy now, and where is that guy? What happened to that case? That case file is not coming up again. Because I remember that everybody knows that he was found in government house when Shetima, the president, vice president now, was the governor of Borno State. So what happened? That one is no longer in discussion again. It's no longer, nobody says anything about it again. God is watching us. God bless you.
Thank you, Neka. Thank you so much for calling. I really appreciate your call. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. We are voice of the people. We definitely want to hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
This is Benjamin in North Central.
All right, please turn on the volume on your radio set, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Most of them book betrayers. They can use the people to get where they are and back on the people.
So that the whole of Nigeria can understand you, right? So that the whole of Nigeria, although a few people can understand you, but so that the whole Nigeria can understand you, and also since the show is being done in English, please, can we have your opinion in English? Thank you.
My take is this: Can you, as a Sanusi and Shioma, help us like this? People that know economics and mathematics to come on this platform and tell Nigeria what is the woeful 15 trillion naira budget. For a simple arithmetic, just give me a 3 minutes breakdown. Like Nigeria, we are suffering from scarcity of fuel and diesel, and this electricity, whatever embarrassment. If Nigeria should inject 10 trillion in electricity, where will Nigeria be in 6 months to come? If we as we get 5 trillion into Warri refinery, into Port Harcourt refinery, what will be Nigerian production in 1 year to come? If Nigeria will use 1 trillion for hospital equipment in Nigeria, what will be Nigerian position in global world? If Nigeria will use 1 trillion in the education sector, where will our children be in 5 years to come? If Nigeria will get 1 trillion into security, how many lives will be saved? If Nigeria will use 1 trillion in social, where will Nigerians be? Let's save the 1 trillion for international treasury. End of quote. Tinubu is a scam.
Okay.
What will experience?
Thank you so much for your opinion. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Patrick. I'm calling from Bose.
Welcome, Mr. Patrick. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, you see one thing in this country, people are looking where they will do some embezzlement. All this Lagos Calabar something. Is it not better that we use this Lagos? Is it not better that we use part of this money, and build at least 4 new refineries? 4 new refineries. And this refinery will bring up the economy of this country at least to a certain level. Because when we have this fuel, things will get down more. Things will be not normal. Look at what people are passing through because of this fuel scarcity of things. It's costing a lot of things. In the market, it's costing a lot of things. Things are very high because of this cost of high fuel. Can't we use this money? And build at least 4 good refineries? Why do we like to waste? Why do we like to put eyes where there's no where there's no hope. Building a road is the road that is from here to other parts of the country cannot really function. They're not good. Can we repair them? Can we repair them? Can we make them motorable? Is it to build the new one? Is it what our problem is? And they don't think wise now. What are we wasting our money for? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
Hi. Please turn down the volume on your radio. I can hear myself.
Okay. Is it all right?
All right. What's your name and location, please?
Okay, I'm calling from Nikoto. I'm Mr. Jaja.
Welcome, Mr. Jaja. Let's hear from you quickly.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, I want to, speak on the road of a thing from Calabar, from Lagos to Calabar. What we have at hand right now, I can say that it is not needed. We have so many issues. Refineries, we don't have even one. And some time ago, a lot of people were commenting on Dangote refinery. Dangote refinery is somebody's personal business. It's not a federal government. It's not federal government of Nigeria that owns it. So to balance my whatever, I want to tell every Nigerian that nothing will work fine because the judiciary, that is what the law called the terrorism of law. Hence, the judiciary has put in such on ground. Nigeria can never work well. So that terrorism of law is what that will paralyze everything. Is what that is paralyzing the whole thing. Is what that gave them, go ahead order to loot. After looting, then the law will cover you. You can see in the USA right now, ex-president, we are calling him from one court to another, and right here, Buhari, nobody has ever called him out or whatever, upon that he looted, and they run Nigeria down. So I think I have to rest my whatever here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. I think we'll take about 2 to 3 more calls. 2 to 3 more calls, and we'll call it today right here on the program. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, Jomo.
What's your name and location, please?
This is Brother Godboy calling from Iba.
Brother Godboy. Okay, welcome. Welcome to the program. Let's hear from you quickly.
Good evening, Mr. Anesike.
Thank you.
Please, I just have 2 questions to ask. This Lagos to Calabar Coastal Road, is this road included in the Nigerian budget? Where is the president? Where is the president? Where is he getting the money? Or where is the money coming from that is using to embark on this project? That's just the 2 questions I want to ask Mr. Anosike. Thank you very much.
All right. Mr. Anosike, do you have any response to that?
Well, at the project, as far as I know, didn't. Are you picking calls?
No. Not at all. We're not picking calls. Go ahead.
Did not come through due process, because in Nigeria they say before any contract is awarded, it should go through the tender board. There must be bidding, but in this case there was no bidding. It was awarded by fiat. And people are not saying that the road shouldn't be constructed, but it is not our priority at this point in time. It is not. There are far more important things that Nigeria needs more than this road. So it was not awarded based on national interest, but on selfish interest. And somebody has said that there are 2 budgets in the country. They suspended the senator from Bauchi State, said that the Tinubu government is operating 2 different budgets. maybe it should be in the budget that was not presented to the National Assembly.
Okay. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Thank you for holding on.
Yeah, hello, Chairman Nelson. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Anosike.
Thank you so much.
What's your name and location, please?
It's Tony Chukwudi from UK.
Welcome, Mr. Tony. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Chairman, I have to take it bit by bit. One is Mr. Omayi. So, did you watch the interview? The Arise general reporter was the question put across to Mr. Omayi.
Asking him about the environmental impact assessment.
Yeah, do you know that is a total discrimination, or what should I call it? Because you are telling the person that you can't hear what she is saying, that you don't speak Funa. But Mr. Mahi was coming to UK during their G5. Did Mr. Mahi came to UK with a translator? Mr. Mahi and their co went to Spain, and so many. Did Mr. Mahi travel to those places with a translator? Or the time the hotel, the lodge, or whatever they did in UK, did they bring a translator for Mr. Mahi? So that is something that he himself supposed to have sit down and ask himself a question. And I'm happy that this woman, the reporter, was calmly and made sure that their question was answered. It's totally a disgrace for him to do such a thing. If he's in the Western world, he will not go scot-free. And then coming to the construction of the road. Here in UK, they wanted to do high-speed train too. And the UK people said, do the ones that are the other, upgrade other rail lines and leave this one because it's costing.
Oh dear. I believe that was your network acting up. Give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location,
Good evening,
please?
sir. Mr. Peter. I just want to ask you a question. I don't know. I believe that a man that stays with a wife, there must be something that discusses. If our first lady, Oluremi Tinubu, I think she should be the best advisor to the husband. That project has made any meaning to Nigerians, even some people that may not even want to say it out. But so the other major Nigerians, that road is not even the best thing for us now, as a citizen of Nigeria. The wife, I'm expecting that the wife should be able to contribute and tell the husband that this road, the people did not need it. It's not only the minister that advised your husband to enter into rescue. So you are sitting down waiting for somebody else to come and tell you or your husband, and both of you are doing the campaign from east to west, west to south to north. Now, when the issue comes, you cannot talk to your husband at the bedtime. I believe that both of them are shut up. That is not fair. I think that is all I have for him or for any other listener to hear. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll take two more calls and call it today right here on the recap. This is that program where we discuss issues that made the major headlines during the week. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
I think that is all.
Yeah, hello.
What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Daniel again from Stockholm.
1 minute, Daniel, please, so we can hear from others.
Very fast one. What I just want to say might be funny, but you know, when a bully gives somebody one.
What may be the problem? Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Are you there? Welcome to the recap.
Yeah, good evening, Chairman.
What's your name and location? Please turn down the volume on your radio set. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Calling from Ikotu.
All right, let's hear from you in a minute.
In view of what we are saying, I want to say that people should not be sentimental in talking. To me, in person, I listen to all the speakers. To me, they are so sentimental. There's nothing the federal government cannot do. I heard that federal government, there's a proposal that road will start from Port Harcourt to starting Maiduguri. and nobody criticized. But because this road is to go to Calabar, in fact, I am very much disappointed by the Eastern leaders. Because when I was born, Eastern State was one. That is why they are failing, because they refuse that Eastern State should be one. If this road is going there, the majority of people that get container is Easterners. But look at how they are criticizing, because they had the name, the road is going to Calabar. I am sorry for them. God will give the government the grace to do the road and complete it. For the insecurity in the north, I have been saying, I continue to say that insecurity cannot stop in the north. Because I cannot see when are killing people, and when the forces are able to catch, then they tell us that they are repented Boko Haram. I am sorry for the northern governors. I am sorry. So, my sister, that is what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, that is all the calls we can take today on the recap. Right now, we'll be looking at your comments on YouTube and, of course, your messages on our WhatsApp platforms. Beginning from YouTube, let's hear what you have to say. Okay. Oladimeji Michael says, let us forget about all this politics in Nigeria. They're all thieves. Emmanuel Okoye says, don't mess with Peter Obi or you mess yourself up. Oladimeji Michael says, as a Yoruba man, I supported Peter Obi 100%. Ambassador TV says, you're talking sense. Abi Master says, history will never be kind to Dave Umahi. Why that? Ken Marcus says, Nigerians, wake up. Be objective and rational in your dealings. Stop nepotism and vote competence. Look at the mess we're in now, just because of a Milocom. Lagaman TV says, what makes this man to be praising PDP today? Sapita Obi is the only way Nigeria follows now. Don't tell us about PDP and APC. They are the same people. Mr. Peter Anosike. Sekemba says he likes the presenter so much. Thank you so much, Sekemba. Madeleoye says Peter Obi is just only the wave of the time, but not the Messiah Nigeria needs at this time. I could remember vividly when he was governor of Anambra State. I really like this anchor. Thank you so much. Gwen Man says, my God, look at the rhetoric coming from Mr. Anosike that Umahi sold his people to Fulani and Yorubas. He also said someone deserves to die on live radio. Emmanuel N says, get your 30 pieces of silver, Umahi. Gwenman says, and the presenter will tell callers to be civil. Of course, I always have to tell not just the callers to be civil. If you were listening, even in the beginning, I told Mr. Anosike to be civil. I will be civil. My guests will be civil. The callers have to be civil as well. All right. Gwenman says, no need to argue with bitter people. Mr. Anosike, how can you say a project will be abandoned? That is negative. Anthony Enwere says, here in America, whatever state or federal, the citizens must hold them accountable. But in Nigeria, anytime government makes any pronouncement or press release, nobody takes them serious. Emmanuel N says, Peter Obi is a saint who has come when demons rule Nigeria. Pray for Nigeria. Gwenman says Umahi is trying to build his own political career with a coastal road, and his successful completion will affect the political pedigree of Obi. Okay. Gwenman says Anosike is bitter because the road will not pass through the southeast. Come on. Emmanuel N says Umahi audience is only Tinubu and others like him. Nobody will follow him. James B says the state capital he managed looks like a village till date. Governor Soludo confirmed to Nigerians that he left worthless investment. Gwenman says, why did you guys not say second Niger bridge was not a priority? James B says infrastructure in Anambra State for 8 years. Reno Omokri confirmed to Nigerians that he did not build one single school infrastructure in Anambra State. He only shared money to management of schools in Anambra. Umahi confirmed to Nigerians and a few roads. Peter Obi. Okay, this message is not complete. Nigerians that he did not build one single school infrastructure. I believe that's what you're trying to say. William Mass says David Umahi laughables. Maybe David is trying the tactical training we had that most of us have to convert to. That we could some counter this. I can't get this message, unfortunately. Sorry about that. William Mass says, still on Umahi, anything else it could be? I'm sorry, I can't get this message, okay? Moving on. Polished Tin says, Anosike should be working for Radio Biafra. Okay, Polishton. He has heard. Emmanuel N says Tinubu busy trying to figure out ways. Okay. Oladiwale says, are there solutions to criminality in Nigeria? White Lion says, we the people of Niger Delta are never happy with any road construction. We have told them several times we need our refineries and seaport. Nothing more, nothing less. Not useless road construction. Maduagun Kema Kolam says it appears that for you to be relevant in APC administration, you have to specifically attack Peter Obi or Igbos. Atiku condemned the same project. Umahi did not accuse him of inciting the Fulanis. Emmanuel N says it is a distraction from all the stealing. Oladiwale says, do Nigerians know their right from left, but they should beg the government if they are conversant on how the system works, and should they continue to call on God if the Creator has acted. Fellow countrymen and women, is weaponized poverty intentional? Madea Loye says, thanks, Chioma. Well spoken, thank you so much. Ola Adewale says, do we need the revolution of the mind as citizens of Nigeria? Polishton says, Maduagun Kemakolam, Atiku attacked the cost of the project. Umahi came to Arise TV to state his own side of the story. Oladiwale says, is Nigeria a constitutional republic with transparency and accountability, but who will affirm with answers? Gwenman says, at Maduagun Kemakolam, Obi knows Umahi's pedigree will surpass his own if he completes the project, and it will make APC popular in the South region. Polishton says, at Gwenman, don't mind at Maduagun Kemakolam, PDP abandoned Second Niger Bridge for several years and they kept voting for PDP. Now, Gwenman says, now I knew Anosike is a PDP apologist. Oh my goodness. Okay, Adam Solomon says, Polishton, explain yourself or enlighten us. What do you mean? Adam Solomon says, okay, I missed that one. Gwen, for you to believe that this project will be completed, then I know your level well. In the next 3 years, we'll see how far. Okay. Adams Solomon says, in the list of influential and bright Igbos, I am not an Igbo, but Umahi is not there, and he cannot be in the same sentence or phrase as Obi. Go to the east and you will know. Gwen Man says, at Adams Solomon, you don't mean well for this country. Mr. Noske, we are witnessing a war of words. Okay. Polishton says, at Adam Solomon, you are one of the emergency lovers of Nigeria. You believe a man that spent $500 million to build Hero Beer. He's a hero. Okay, Sunny TV says, this is a problem I have with you. Presenter, you probably get off the guy from me. You're accusing me of cutting him off. His network was bad. It wasn't me. I want to hear from everybody. We are voice of the people. Okay, if you're making sense and talking facts, there's no reason why I will have to cut you off. Maduagun Kemakolam says, Nigeria is a funny place. That northern governors went to US to discuss security is laughable and unfortunate. They know who the bandits and how they came into Nigeria. They can fish them out, they can route them out. Gwenman says, the funny thing is that the condemnation of the opposition to the coastal project is more than that of the yacht. Gwenman also says, Anosike investors will come, but not to a region where every Monday is a public holiday. Ifeanyi Paulino says, Mr. Last Caller, nobody is kicking against the project, but at this time, Nigeria in dilemma. Government supposed to invest that money in our economy to reduce the poverty in the system. Jeff says, the airport Umahi built is now a bus terminal. Ebonyi is the poorest state in Southeast. Amechi Nwachuku says, why constructing coastal line when most of federal government roads is in bad shape? I pity Nigeria and Nigerians. We now move on to WhatsApp, where we say, we have Mr. TC from Ojo say, it's so unfortunate that Nigeria under the present administration has been feeding Nigeria with so much lies and deceit. All the investment they told us will happen in Nigeria has turned out to be false. As for Dave Umahi saying things against Peter Obi, this government and all the appointees working for it are all afraid to hear Peter Obi's name because they have no positive plan to better the country. Good evening, Chioma and your guest. It is clear to us that our leaders have no intention of making Nigeria a better place. Rather, they choose to keep the poor poorer while the rich become richer. Passy from Ijegun. Chioma, your guest should know how to control his emotion and temperament. Anytime Peter Obi's name is mentioned, how can he say Ojo Madueke deserves to die because he refused to be an ethnic champion like him? All of us cannot sleep and face the same direction. Nobody should die for the direction they face. God bless you, Olu from Badagry. Thank you so much. Good evening. Unfortunately, I wonder why the Igbos are just wailing and wailing, playing the victim. Insulted Umahi is laughable. You didn't tell me your name and your location. Thank you so much. Wilfred from Surulere said, I get bemused when Nigerians think this government will do whatever they say. It sounds funny. A government that came into power is the same government. You want them to do anything good? Nigerians have been hypnotized. If we think they will do anything, we're joking. Nigerians will continue to suffer because we're accepting rubbish, every rubbish they throw at us. Wilfred, take them easy. Mr. Peter Notke basically says everything. All one can do is re-echo. What he said about the trash-talking Igbos benefiting from the government is true. Remember Joe Igbokwe, how he constantly damned the Igbos. Honestly, what can describe how angry I get when I hear charlatans speak the name of Peter Obi for cheap points. Thank you. You didn't tell me your name and where you're writing from. Please always add that, okay? The question is, I'm waiting to see the question. All right, I'm waiting for the question to load. Evening, Chairman, Mr. Nosuke. I already know this message is from Dayo from Fagba. There is a saying that when the righteous rule the people will rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people will mourn. The question for these the question for this Bala Blue government is, are the people rejoicing or mourning? Dayo from Fagba. All right. One more message. Good evening, Chairman. Mr. Anosike has said it all. If you look at last year's elections, the manipulations and injustice that happened opened the eyes of many right-thinking individuals from different region and tribe. Peter Obi is Igbo, Umahi is Igbo, but Obi has to tell Umahi the truth so that he will do his work well. Obi would have praised Umahi if he's doing his work well. Obi has the spirit of an Igbo man who will not support Umahi due to tribe or religion. The question is, why is Umahi not knowing that many roads in Nigeria are not good before he embarked on such a project that he's not in any way sure of its complete execution? Is that not a waste of scarce resources? This government will not accept good advice. Okay. Chidemere from Agbara, thank you so much. Who decides what is good advice though? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm looking for the words to describe today's session, and honestly I cannot find the words to describe today's session. I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us from the beginning. We've come to the point where we have to say goodbye, but before we go, Mr. Anaske, we've talked about quite a plethora of issues, from the issue of the Lagos Calabar coastal project, from the issue of Umahi talking about Peter Obi's incitement of people from the southeast. We also talked about the issue of the president, sources from the presidency saying the president may sack or replace some of his ministers at his first anniversary coming up soon. And of course, we talked about the PDP, where former Benue State Governor Gabriel Suswam is saying Nigerians love PDP, but they are moles, destroyers, betrayers, traitors, and saboteurs within the party who do not want the party to be better than it already is. We talked about the northern governors traveling to the US to talk about how to tackle insecurity, and of course we talked about Mærsk saying they did not make any investment of $600 million in Nigeria. Let us hear the conclusion of the matter from you.
Yeah, I want to talk to our people from the south. Those who said that Igbos are sentimental because the road is not going to pass through. The would-be road, the would-be scam will not pass through the southeast. The issue is this: nobody's against the coastal road. But the thing is, it is not, when you put it in scale of preference, it is not important at this point in time. It is not what we need at this point in time. Nobody's kicking against the construction of the road. That is it. So saying that that Igbos are bitter, or the person that said that no investors will come and where every Monday is
public holiday,
is sit at home. I want to tell him, no matter where he's come from, Southeast is more developed than where he come from. Southeast living conditions are better than that of his own people. Then for Dave Umahi and Peter Obi, even if Dave Umahi complete the Lagos Calabar Road and Port Harcourt Maiduguri Road, comparing Dave Umahi and Peter Obi is like comparing a chicken and ego. Peter Obi will always be the ego, and Dave Umahi will be the chicken, even if we build all the roads in the country. Understand? So there's no way.
That's your opinion. That's how you think it will
there's no way that to compare Dave Umahi and Peter Obi at all. Peter Obi is on a higher pedestal. And what these people don't know is that 4 years is not 40 years. That's the mistake they always make when they become these ministers or DGs in the presidency. They think that it will never come to an end. Within the next 5 years, nobody will be mentioning Dave Umahi in the southeast. He will go like where Enechi Amadi is. Who remembers him? Dave Umahi was deputy to Enechi Amadi. Who mentions Enechi Amadi? That's what happens when you don't perform. But Peter Obi is a performer.
Okay, thank you so much. We have come to the point where we would say thank you so much for watching. We have to go. Our time is fast spent, and we'll do this again, God willing, in a week's time. You can find us on our social media platforms at VOP903FM. At VOP903FM. Yes, you can find us on all social media platforms with that handle. I'm on social media at _the radio girl, at _the radio girl, at _the radio girl. And you can find Mr. Peter NSK on Instagram at Peter NSK77. There's something I want to say, but I'm going to wait until next week to say, because some people are finding me on Instagram and many of the things you all are saying to me are not even nice, but it's okay. The block button is very, very active. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again same time, same station next week. Remember that to always do the best that you can to make Nigeria better in your own corner of the world. Have an amazing weekend. Bye-bye.